Hello, everyone. Today in Tech AI Solution podcast, we have a guest named as Candace Walker. She's from GenerationConnect.io. So let's move it to Candace. How Candace tell us about yourself and about your company? What do you do?
Sure. So I'm Candace Walker. I'm the founder and CEO of GenerationConnect. We bring together teens with seasoned adults for engagement, enhancement, and entertainment services virtually. And primarily around technology. However, since we know that 10,000 baby boomers are turning 65 every day and they want to age in place, they're also dealing with a lot of loneliness and isolation. And so the benefits for the teens coming together with the seasoned adults, this intergenerational moment, is mutual. For the seasoned adults, there's this notion called generativity. When you invest in another generation and members of another generation and receive personal gains. And we see that occurring around their cognitive abilities, brain functions, and there's a lot of neuroscience behind this. We also know that as you age, your social circle has a tendency to diminish. And so that potential ability to establish a new relationship also has real health benefits. And then learning new skills around technology. So not only does it help seasoned adults, immediately operate that iPhone, the television remote, computer skills, online skills, but it also has that health benefit as well. For our teens, it provides an opportunity to give them a sense of purpose that's beyond themselves. We know at this critical age, there's a lot of just me focusing. And so when they can expand their view of the world to include other generations, it benefits them. It benefits their perspective. Our seasoned adults are a wealth of information and wisdom and experience, so that mentorship occurs, which is also beneficial for the teens. They gain community service hours, which looks good on applications, whether they're going into college or into the workforce. And in some cases, they're also able to earn compensation through different work source programs where we're an
Mhm.
official work site. So a long answer.
Yeah. That's what I was expecting. I want to get to know what exactly we do. This also, would it be good to say that this is an online platform where people, the old age people, meets with the teen people? Is it fine?
Let's say seasoned adults.
Isn't it? So,
Yeah.
what kind of a group age that would be?
So we service, just like AARP, who's one of our partners, we service seasoned adults 50 plus.
Okay. So you
And
can
and and I'll
Mhm.
just say the reason why we use the term and are
Yeah,
attempting
yeah.
to coin the term seasoned adults
Hmm.
is because we know that seasoned adults do not like being called elders. They don't
Yeah,
even like seniors. And
yeah.
so we love the double entendre of seasoned, because when you're
Oh,
seasoned, you're an expert in your field, right? He's
yeah.
a seasoned lawyer. Seasoned means expert. You have some real experience behind you. And then season, just like your food, you give it flavor, and our seasoned adults have so much personality, and they're very comfortable in their skin, and that's really good for our teens, and so they love the term seasoned adult.
That's nice that you come up with this term so that they don't feel to get to know, call themselves what they don't want to listen. So
Right.
that's a good term now to learn today. That's a good thing to me as well. So how does the teenager people comes to this platform? Like they come out
Sure.
voluntarily and
So our primary focus is on institutions.
okay.
So we partner, and our contracts are with school districts who are interested in their teens engaging in a program like this because they see all of the benefits around it. Because we actually train the teens to teach tech to
Hmm.
seasoned adults. We know their brains are literally wired differently. You
Hmm.
see it in toddlers. They're able to get an iPad and start swiping and immediately kind of know intuitively what to do. Whereas seasoned adults, they look at a screen and they start reading it left to right like a book. And so just knowing some of those nuances is really helpful for providing lessons and learnings that really are impactful. And so, I'm sorry, your question was,
Like how? Yeah,
how
I
do
think
we
you
get
already
them?
answered.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we go through institutions like the school districts. We also partner with municipalities, actual
Okay.
cities who manage their senior centers. And so because cities and school districts, even though they can be located in the same city, they have two total different funding sources, right? Cities raise revenue from taxes, schools from state funds, county funds sometimes, even federal funds sometimes, but they don't necessarily do a lot of collaborating. And so we bring the two together through Generation Connect, and that's how we reach two
Oh,
audiences.
that's nice. I think from this, people, the students, the institution people also get to know about the like seasonal adults. They get to learn, I think, a lot from them. That's kind of the output they're expecting out of it, right? And the seasoned adult, they're getting a connection to the people of new generation, right? This is what
Right.
you're trying to achieve, right?
Exactly. That intergenerational connectivity. Seasoned adults learn technology, and
Mm-hmm.
the teens learn life lessons that will benefit for their whole lives.
So, is there any other platform that's doing the same thing like you?
I don't know. There's other groups out there. I don't know how many are doing it virtually on a platform like this,
Mm.
but there's certainly other, when you think about, oh, of course, it's like a duh moment bringing
Yeah,
teens with seasoned adults, like, of course, like duh. But the implementation of it is where it gets very tricky because it's challenging. You have two
exactly.
really distinct users. Yeah. And so knowing and meeting their needs, we're constantly, navigating both.
Yeah, that's I think good. I think there are less amount of people that are doing this job, and I really appreciate what you guys are doing. And if I have to say this is a non-profit organization, or there's some
We are
aspect.
not nonprofit. We are a
Okay.
C Corp, actually. And that's because we believe we're social impact for sure, because we
Mm-hmm.
we affect, communities.
Yeah.
Um, and we believe that people will pay for and invest in services that truly benefit them. So we actually think it's beneficial to our communities because we pay taxes to be a C Corp.
Okay. So, so do you charge for this service to be on the Connect and from those from different
Institutions.
institutions,
You're right.
from
So
just the
they
institutions. Okay.
they pay us, and
Mm-hmm.
then the participants from who are members of those institutions are able
Mm-hmm.
to join for free. Now we do have another service. It's our
Mm-hmm.
on-demand tech service that we do the 9.99 a month fee
Mm-hmm.
for the seasoned adults, so that, and it's unlimited. So whenever they run into an issue and they're not in a cohort going through programming with us, they
Mm-hmm.
can just click a few buttons, audibly say what their issue is, and it goes out like a back call to all of our teens. Who's ever available can immediately respond. And
Mm-hmm.
this usually happens within 5 minutes, and the seasoned adult gets help on the spot.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful. How many people are working with you at this moment with this in this company?
Well, right now I'm the only full-time person. We are lean and
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Okay.
but I have a lot of part-timers because when you think about what it takes to pull the two together. So the teens pretty much operate on their own because it's virtual. They can do it from wherever they are, which they absolutely love.
Yeah.
Where the seasoned adults, we pull them together typically in a church or senior centers, computer lab. We provide an on-site technical coordinator to help them connect with the teens. And then we have session facilitators that actually go through the agenda and pair the seasoned adults with the teens. And then we have teen trainers who make sure our teens are prepared and ready to deliver the lesson.
So currently, this service that you guys doing is it like bounded within the Los Angeles, or is it from anywhere within the US a person can jump onto this Generation Connect and connect?
Right, because it's virtual. So
Yeah.
we
Anyway.
sometimes will get participants. We've had Georgia, Maryland, New
Mm.
Jersey, Ohio, Las Vegas. So anywhere where you
Yeah.
have Wi-Fi, you can join
Okay.
us.
So I think the potential of you must be like there are different institutions. You want to go to those different institutions, come onto this platform and let them know about this platform. Like this might be, I'm thinking your goal would be, right?
Exactly. It's also
Oh
my
yeah.
challenge, right? Because,
No, no
these
worries. We
is
will talk about the challenges in a bit
okay.
in a
Okay.
long run. So yeah. So I think we can divert this conversation towards the industry right now. So what industry would you say this one is? Like service, right? Consumer service.
Senior
Oh,
services.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, how do you think this come? Like, this is exactly a new idea that I'm first time listening about it. How do you think that this industry is shifting with the current scenario?
So there's a lot of shifts going on, right?
Yeah.
Because you have the technology shift to AI, which is going to be extremely helpful for
Yeah.
seasoned adults to way more easily work with technology because they can use their voice many times.
Hmm.
And they can just give it tiny bits of information and it can fill in all the blanks. Politically, though, we see it being challenged, the industry, because there's less resources going to, or the threat of less resources going to the services divisions that provide services
Hmm.
like this to communities. So that's a challenge too. And people in these institutions are really nervous about their funding.
That's exactly right. Like one way you have to deal with the fundings of the institution, and you also make them convincing about your platform. This is something of value, giving back to the students they in the institution. I think that is a challenging. But how do you say that this is impacting your business? Like you're getting less number of institutions wants to collaborate.
They
Okay.
want to, right?
Mhm.
They want to, but we just have a lot of hoops to go through, which are already a lot of hoops whenever you deal with a government entity, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of more hooping.
Yeah.
Um, and, more competition because they're being very selective with their dollars and just really assuring that, we have to deal with a DEI, right? They don't want to
Mm.
make us appear like this is a DEI moment because they know that funding sources would be affected if we showed up as DEI. So just a lot more hoops and challenges, and building relationships it's just critical. So it takes longer, where people felt a little freer to release those funds and say, yes, let's try this program, let's try that. Now it's like, is this really where I want our monies to go?
Yeah.
What if we don't get it back? So
That's
that's the impact for us.
Yeah, exactly. There is some kind of a hesitation always on the institution side going towards these kind of fundings or spending, and because they have to keep a track of spending their
Justify,
politics. Well,
right?
yeah,
Every
so-
cent. Yeah.
exactly. So now comes the that challenge questions. Like, what is the one thing that is working completely perfect for your business, and what is one thing that is frustration about you? Like that is frustrating about. What do you say both things would be?
So what's working really well, and I'm so proud of this because we've seen our company grow in this area, and
Hmm.
that's our programming. We'll
Yeah.
be 5 years old in October,
Oh,
so
wow.
crazy, right?
5 years anniversary next month.
Yeah, so, we we've just seen the company evolve and grow in the area of really understanding our users' needs, our customers' needs, from the teen side to the seasoned adult side, and really providing programming that really works. The concept of putting teens and seasoned adults together, people get, like, immediately. It's not a hard sell to see the advantages. But again, that implementation. How do we make sure that the quality of the lessons that a high schooler is giving really holds up to, can withstand the mustard, and really make sure that the seasoned adult is getting the information, able to apply the information. So we've grown in that area. We do a lot of surveying to see, are we moving the needle? Where
Mhm.
can we improve? And we've been so nimble because we're small enough to like make the adjustment quickly and easily so that we have
Mhm.
that type of effect.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that you have for two different domains, right? One is the institution where the students coming from, and the other one is the seasonal adults. So this part, the seasonal adult parts, they would be easy to catch because this is the one they
Not
always want to
really.
achieve. Okay.
They both come from institutions. One is the school district, the other one is the municipality, the city who manages those senior centers, right?
Okay.
So we have to do a lot of reporting to both sides to show
Okay.
what the impact is. So both are institutionally, but we also have that consumer level where you can come in and get those on-demand services from wherever you are. For example, you say, oh, they're easy, they need the help,
Yeah.
but seasoned adults have a lot of apprehension around some young whippersnapper coming in there who's probably not patient, doesn't understand what I'm going through as a seasoned adult trying to learn tech. They're digitally native. They were born into this stuff. They don't get it. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of apprehension around that. So we deal with, and then on the other side, the teens like, oh, they're going to be so stuffy. They're going to be angry. They're going to, nag. And so breaking down those, pre-concepts of each other is where I think we also excel at, to let them come together in a way where they drop kind of their guards and create
Exactly.
real connections.
I think that's where your job comes into play, right? So you have to keep the both of the parties on the same platform and keeping the patience level at the same.
Right,
So, yeah.
exactly.
Most of the time, what's the agenda of the meeting? Sorry, they always speak about the technology part. They always speak about their emotional part, or there are different kind of agendas for the different meetup. How does this go?
Sure. So our program consists of 7 sessions. The first one is just icebreakers. We always incorporate technology, even if we're doing a connection moment. So the first one is icebreakers. We use a platform that allows us to engage. They're called slides with friends. Kind of fun. It's very interactive. There's sound buttons. So we immediately get our seasoned adults who are like, what is this? It's like Kahoot, where you answer on your phone, but you're responding to the screen. So we're like, look at you already. You're operating 2 devices at once. What? This is cutting edge technology. So they feel a little accomplished immediately just to make it through the icebreakers. And then what we do during that session is really just allow them to share photos, put the meaning behind it, do a lot of polls. I prefer this over that. Explain a little bit about yourself, pass the mic around, etc. So that's our icebreakers. Then we dive right into tech. We have 3 back-to-back technology lessons that provide a deep dive into a particular area. So there's always 3 options to choose from. That's why it doesn't matter what level you are when you participate. You could be a beginner or you could be really advanced, because there's something for everybody. And when you have that one-on-one partnering with that team, they're trained to have that patience, repeat things as much as needed to, and with a smile. So the seasoned adults oftentimes will feel embarrassed, or they'll beat themselves up for not getting it. It's okay, because it's at your pace, your one-on-one, and as many times as you need it repeated, gone over, said differently, no problem. So that's 4 sessions. Icebreakers, 3 back-to-back tech lessons. Then we go to gaming. So we do online gaming, a lot of fun, from chess to word games to Connect 4, just interactive online games where that seasoned adult can apply some of those tech learnings into a fun and interactive engagement with the team. Then we have what we call discovery interviews and golden nuggets. This is when they really dive into interviewing each other. We introduce AI to the seasoned adults so that they can help formulate what their golden nugget is going to be for the team. So, and then we end with a gaming tournament, and the winners on the individuals on a winning team all receive an Amazon gift card. Again, introducing tech. It's an e-card, so they have to go, online to make that purchase. So
That's nice. I think you completely, I think, accurately answered my question. So you talk about the reporting part. Since you've been the only full-time employee, how that reporting part comes into action. Like, how do you manage these things, reporting, and because you're dealing with the two different institutions, but both are the government institution, right?
Yeah, yeah. So we gather, the platform gathers information automatically. Like we survey after every session. And it maintains the attendance. We know when people log in. And so we do automate as much as we can at this level of where we're at development wise. But it depends on what those different institutions want to know. The quantitative is pretty simple. The system can handle that. But what qualitative information do you want to know? And so at the end of the program, we do an even deeper dive on the impact of the program and deliver that type of reporting. Like, did this, the questions vary. So what was your favorite session? What's one thing you learned the most? Are you applying this learning to your actual life right now? So things like that.
I think, yeah, that's how you manage your reporting part. Okay. So during the business, like while the business owner do the business, there are different metrics that they keep a track of on. So what is the one metric that you want to improve, like that you key focused on, whether it's customer retention or lead generation or getting to know about different, getting to hand on like onboarding different institutions, what that metric would be that we are currently focusing on improving?
Contracts.
Okay.
We add partnerships, we want to have as many as that's the key metric, that's where the majority of our revenue comes from. But our other source of revenue and the other metric would be conversions who participate in the program because they came through some city or some senior center. And then they convert to the on-demand service, that $9.99 service after they're done with the program because they want to continue getting that support, that technology support. And so that would be another key metric. How many people convert from, participating for free basically to them and then agree to pay that monthly subscription fee?
Okay, that's nice. Like the conversion rate is your point of focus. So, if I have to say, like, we're talking about the future prospect, like, where do you see this business in from 6 to 12 months as a business owner?
It's because we are highly dependent on contracts with government agencies. It's challenging. Like I have trepidation, which is why we really want to focus on the subscription side of the business and increase there to kind of buffer our existence, basically. The more subscriptions we get, which is really, if this thing takes off on the consumer side, then, we're golden because there's more room for growth there. If you look at the number of seasoned adults who need help with technology nationwide, like the opportunity is
It's
tremendous.
tremendous. That's what I was about to say, that the opportunity of this business I'm looking at this is tremendous. So how do you currently approaching those institutions? Like, how do you approach them? How do you outreach?
A few different ways. So we're on platforms that provide us with RFPs, requests for proposals that wherever there's from the county, state, and even federal levels, like we get notifications like, hey, they opened up this, let's go. So I spend a lot of time doing grant writing, which is like, God, for AI is very helpful, but it's still a lot of work, especially for federal funds. A lot of work. But also the relationships. People say, the county's about to blah, 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 so we jump on that as well. So relationships and getting on those platforms that will send you out notifications that, an RFP is opening up.
Okay. Yeah. I think I got the answers that I was looking for in my podcast. And thank you. Thank you, Cadence, for the whole giving up your this time to this podcast. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate the work you guys are doing.
Thank you so much.
Okay.